things about Mr. Modi's vision that had really appealed to us. One, the fact that he included technology in the 5 T's that were critical to build India or to rebuild the new India. And second was the focus on the partnership model that he talked about, where he said that industry, the public, the government has to all work together to make it happen. And I think both of those are absolutely critical for us to rewrite India's next chapter, hopefully the chapter of success. And that is what I'm really looking at from Mr. Modi, from the BJP budget, from the new government's budget. They have to turn that vision into a reality. The worst thing we can be faced now is status quo, where nothing changes. As we rewrite the Indian chapter or the next phase of India's success, I think technology will be a very critical building block as far as the foundation is concerned. The foundation has to be built on technology, and it has to cut across education, healthcare, e-governance, city planning, security. It just has to cut across everything that we do, or all aspects of governance. So to make that happen, I'm looking at a few specific things. One is the government has to make technology a national agenda that cuts across different departments. That is not an isolation, a vertical that the government looks at. It has to be an enabler across all the different departments. And there has to be a political will to make that happen. You know, to cut across the bureaucracy, to cut across the turf issues and really make that happen. Second, there is tremendous amount of innovation needed in India today. If you are thinking about the Indian consumer, then the next generation of Indian consumers are not going to look like you and me. They are going to be non-urban. They are going to be, in a lot of cases, not familiar with English, but they'll have multiple different languages to deal with. They are, in a lot of cases, not even going to be literate, right? And the lifestyles are going to be very different. You have to make technology relevant to them. And it's time that the Indian IT industry started innovating for the grassroots levels, for India. And that has not been happening to a large extent in India. To make that happen, the government has to create an environment where local players are motivated to customize and to create solutions for the country, for Indian users, and actually be able to scale their business models, which is incredibly difficult today. So that's the second thing that's needed. And I think the third thing that's needed is the government has to deliver on the commitment of making broadband a reality in India. You know, you have to be called a connected nation, we need at least 40% of the population connected. Today we are around 10%. We have to get to the 40%. We have to ensure that it is not just connected for the sake of being connected, but it is connected to a good quality broadband service that you can actually use. And you can use for doing more than just checking your Facebook status. You can actually do it to learn, to work, to communicate, etc. Right? So that's going to be extremely critical. So I think those 3 pieces have to come together.